I'm not a racist, read the teacher. You still they never had this. Number one, them wanna run about the gun. I wasn't licensed to have one. The minute they see me, fear me. I'm the epitome, a public enemy. Use, abuse, without screws. I refuse to blow fuse. They even had it on the news. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Back when I wrote y'all, yes.
I also want to talk about Caitlin Clark, but not talk about Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever lost last night. They fell just short as the Connecticut Sun earned the 2-game first-round playoff sweep of the Indiana Fever, 87-81. It was a home win for the Connecticut Sun Wednesday. Caitlin Clark finished with 25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Teammate Aaliyah Boston had 16 points and 19 rebounds. They still lost. People are online saying Caitlin Clark is the best rookie in history. Candace Parker wants a word. She won MVP her rookie season. Stop playing in our faces. Please stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Stop. You don't know enough to open your mouth to say stuff like that. She's great, but stop it. Because what that does, Tyler, is it creates acrimony. When you start with the Caitlin Clark is the best ever, having no knowledge of the Cynthia Coopers and even before. Before there was a WNBA, there were women that played basketball at a high level, the Teresa Edwards and the Cheryl Millers of the world, and the Nancy Liebermans and the Carol Blazejowskis and the Gail Marquis and the Rosetta Guilfords on the schoolyards, right? Names that are legendary, right?
Yeah.
You're bringing this woman up because she's white, and that's fine. We all need a Larry Bird, but she's not even Larry Bird. Like, let's stop. Can we stop doing that? Because what it does is an us versus them, because you're going to make people now disrespect this woman, and she didn't deserve that. Sure. Just to make sure that she's not the first and the best. So now she's going to get stepped on as a result, and that's not fair to her.
I'll tell you what's great about this, though. What is great about what's happening in this moment, there's a lot of things, but Caitlin knows Candace Parker. Caitlin has a history. She knew that she was coming into a league with Asia. She knew that she was coming into a league with players that were going to knock her on her butt. She knows the history of this. And because of her, to be fair, she's birthing a lot of other women, young girls right now that are looking at her the way she looked at Candace Parker. And in 10 years, some other girl's going to come along that's probably not as light-skinned as she is and are going to be going, nah, this girl is the dopest. And somebody who is going to be going, nah, but you don't know nothing about Caitlin Clark. You don't know nothing about Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? Well, the reason why I love this is because this is in women's sports. And women's sports has needed this type thing. Now, let me be clear. That's not me saying that the WNBA has not been around for a while, because I've been a fan. But you can say whatever you want to say about Caitlin, but she this year brought up merchandise alone by 450%. Like, say what you want to say. She put a white face to something that has been around for quite some time, and she has helped the game. Do you realize they used to not pan out? No, I'm saying, do you realize? I'm saying in general. They used to not pan out on WNBA games because they didn't want you to see that there wasn't anybody in the building. They would only let you see the first 3 rows. But now you watch this year, every shot is wide. They're look at this sold out environment.
She definitely contributed.
Is made other people fans of other teams. Now so she goes and plays Vegas, and suddenly people are like, wow, this Vegas team can ball. This Vegas team always ball. Anyway, I feel a certain way about all that.
Well, listen, you're absolutely right. She brought more fannies to the seats. She definitely brought more eyeballs, ratings-wise, et cetera. I mean, they have a whole network now. They weren't even playing the games on television like they are today. So all of that. But what she also ushered in was another level of hate that didn't need to have a place. And that is not something that Caitlin did. It's the horrible people. And it speaks to, the people. And there's been a lot of commentary that she should say more. And I think she should say more. Her retweeting or liking a Taylor Swift endorsement of Kamala Harris is not enough.
Right.
When you are creating, or your very presence and visage is creating a level of hatred for the players in the league, and it becomes racial, you have to say something. And I don't think she said enough. But she's young. She's young, and it's a lot of responsibility on somebody coming in. I don't know. It's a lot going on, but these players have been getting death threats. Angel Reese, has not been treated, as well as she should, as Bayou Barbie. Aja Wilson became the first WNBA player to reach 1,000 points in a season.
That's
she also is the MVP.
Bad woman, right?
Oh my goodness, MVP of the league. They won. They're defending champs. Looks like they might do it again. This woman is incredible. But we keep going back to Caitlin Clark, and she's great. She's great. She's not the MVP of the league. And let me play from Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas last night spoke to the racial comments that she's been as a member of the Connecticut team. Play that, please.
There's been a lot of noise across the country heading into this series and before each game, but for each tip-off, from each tip-off to the final whistle, the Sun have been locked in, professional, and taking care of business. What does it say to the professionality of this team that you've been able to shut out the noise?
Honestly, it's been a lot of nonsense. I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. When we had her face on a serious matter that happened in this world, and it's unacceptable, honestly. And there's no place for it, and we've been professional throughout the whole entire thing, but I've never been called the things that I've been called on social media, and there's no place for it. And basketball is headed in a great direction, but nah, we don't want fans that are going to degrade us and call us racial names. I mean, we already see what's happening in the world and what we have to deal with in that aspect. And we come to play basketball for our job, and it's fun, but we don't want to go to work every day and have social media blown up over things like that. It's uncalled for, and something needs to be done, whether it's them checking their fans or this league checking it. There's no time for it anymore.
Yep. Alyssa Thomas last night, 19 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1 steal in the victory over the Indiana Fever. 11 years in the league. Never seen this before. Caitlin should say more. She should say more. She's great. Yeah. She deserves all the accolades, but she also needs to understand that part of her responsibility is to these other players in not allowing this racial animus to continue to foment.
We're going to see. It's going to be interesting to see how she walks into year 2, especially with this summer break. I don't know if you watched her exit interview after the game last night. She kind of admittedly said, I didn't take enough time to really break from basketball between my college career and my professional career. And this will be the first time that I can put down the basketball for a little bit and just kind of take in everything that's happened. It'll be interesting to see how she comes into next year and if she understands what kind of, bring it full circle, power she now wields in the midst of what she's doing. And she's had to carry a lot. She's had to carry a lot too. But what these Black girls have had to carry in something that they haven't had to experience in so many years, Caitlin not only needs to say something about it, but it can't be just mild and in the middle. It can't just be like, this is a bad thing and we all recognize this. There needs to be an active fight and pushing it against, going, I don't want you cheering for me if this is who you are.
Right.
We'll
Exactly.
She comes into part 2.
Sue Bird, Jennifer Azzi, Jennifer Todd. I mean, there've been Elena Deladon. There've been white players before, but they were also part of the culture. It seems like she was not. And so, they understood their responsibility to each other differently, maybe.
I think what really happened with Caitlin, and I know this is not going to be an unpopular opinion, when she was 12, doing dribbling drills and learning how to shoot and wanting to be Steph Curry, she never in a million years thought, my whiteness is going to be a problem in the WNBA. I don't think that was ever a thought in her mind. But that's the kind of privilege that she's been able to carry the entirety of her career. But that privilege can no longer just have loose reign in this place that has been dominated by players of color for years and years and years and years. And I will say this too about Caitlin. She is good. Like, we can talk as much we want about it. The girl can ball. So much to the fact that Indiana shouldn't have even been in the playoffs.
No, that's true. No, she's good. She is a baller. You're absolutely.
But I also knew they were going to be out in round one. You know what I'm saying?
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.